In the past, I've often spoken at school leavers valedictory events. I didn't this year in 2020, I probably won't in 2021. But if I did, I'd have a very simple message. So here it is. To the school leavers of 2020, and those who will leave in 2021, we will never know what could have been. We won't know what your year might have been, and many of you, I know, are desperately disappointed at the activities, the events, some of the traditions that you have not been part of. Some of those sports festivals, some of those cultural events, the things that are supposed to mark the ending of many, many years of school life and begin to put you in place for the rest of your life. So we don't know what could have been. But what I do know is this. I know that whatever version of you could have become if you had had a normal final year of school, I think that COVID will help you to be a better version of you than you would have been. That's quite a bold claim, because for now some of you have struggled. For now some of you are disappointed. For now some of you are deeply upset about what has happened. And maybe you are battling to cope with getting through your final year and writing those all-important exams. But here are two things that I do know. And the first of them I've said to pretty much every school leading group I've ever spoken to. The only thing that your school leaving marks are for, the only real life thing that they are for, is as a ticket to the next thing that you want to do. As long as you get that ticket, as long as you're able to do what you wanted to do, or maybe if the first prize of what you wanted to do was a little bit too ambitious and maybe beyond or what you're able to do, if you can get a close second or third prize, as long as you can get into something that sets you up, whether that's university or some other course, or whether it gets you straight into a job or into some kind of internship, whatever it is that you need to get on with your life, that's really all your school leaving certificate is for. Yes, I realize that some of it is validation of all the hard work that you've done. And for those who do get that validation, that's a very important personal thing for you to take away. For those of you who might not get the validation, who might not get what you were hoping for, don't be too disappointed about that. Yeah, be disappointed for a moment, but you need to realize that almost nobody uses that school leaving certificate as the foundation on which to build the rest of their lives. The only thing that research shows us that your school leaving certificate correlates to is success in first year at varsity. If you do well at school, you'll likely do well in first year at varsity. But after that, there's no correlation. Those people who do well in second and third and final year, those who go on to do masters and PhDs, there's very little correlation to what you did at school. There's zero correlation to happiness in life, to those who find life partners early or late, to those who are good or bad parents, to those who succeed or don't succeed later in business. Genuinely, seriously, I know it might not feel this way right now, but there is very little correlation between the marks that you get in your final school leaving exam and what happens in the rest of your life. There's huge correlation between all the things you have become at school. A lot of people will know, even now, a lot of your friends will know whether you're likely to succeed or fail. You might surprise them either way later. But that's not based on your marks or your results. It's based on who you are, on your character. And so that's the second thing that I know for sure this year. that COVID has tested us. It has tested all of us. Some people have not done too well on that test, maybe through no fault of their own. This has been a tough year, maybe with parents and situations where people have lost their jobs and lost their income, and there's been huge stress in the family. There's no criticism in me saying that some people have not passed the test, because it's been one hell of a test. But many, many, many people are surviving. More than surviving, are adapting, are changing, are learning new things, are developing resilience, are developing creativity, are learning what it means to shift and to try things that you've never done before, are learning how to learn new things, maybe even for the first time, to do things you didn't plan to do them in ways you didn't think you could, to step up, to deliver. Those are the real things that set you up for success in life. And to the school leavers of 2020 and those who are going into their final year in 2021, push through, focus on becoming a person. Not on doing all the things that are on the to-do list, but on becoming a person who is resilient, adaptive, responsive to change, innovative, creative, adaptable, flexible, strong, devoted, dedicated, who can take a knock and move on, who can fall down and pick themselves up, and who can realize that life, as John Lennon said, is what happens while you're making other plans. That we can realize that the only life we get to live is the life that we are living. And if we can be present in it and make the most of the life we have, then we will always be successful, always be happy, always be fulfilled. I think that the school leavers of 2020 and 2021, if they learn the lessons of adaptability, responsiveness, and resilience, will be better versions of themselves than they would have been without COVID. Does that mean COVID's a good thing? No. If we could choose to do this, we would do it without COVID. But that's not how life works. That's not how the world works. So now, go into the rest of your life knowing that while the final year of school was not what you planned it to be, not what you wished it to be, not what you hoped it would be, maybe, just maybe, it is the thing that defines you and makes you and sets you up for success in the rest of your life. There are no guarantees in this thing called life, but at a very young age, you now know that for sure. The rest of it is what you make of it. All the best of success in everything that you do from now.